excitement, surprise, hope, optimism, fear. These are just some of the many impressions that ChatGPT, an AI chatbot prototype that generated in millions of people around the world, promising to become a technological and cultural revolution capable of forever changing the world as we know it. This innovation, in the words of the famous co-founder of Microsoft, Bill Gates, promises to transform our society in similar ways as the internet did in its time. What is ChatGPT? What is the AI capable of? And how does it work? Above all, what can we expect from it? How will it change our lives? Join me in this video to find out the answers to those questions. So let's start at the beginning. What is the origin of ChatGPT, and what does it consist of? Broadly speaking, ChatGPT, the latest major innovation in the field of AI, introduced on November 30th, 2022, it's nothing more than the prototype, still under development. It's a language processing artificial intelligence model designed to generate text and compose information in an incredible, coherent, and accurate way in real time. This is popularly known as chatbot. This ability, thanks to ChatGPT, has become in a few weeks one of the biggest Google search trends in recent times, which means it's one of the largest, greatest innovations of OpenAI. One of the leading companies in the development of artificial intelligence, and that counts the billionaire entrepreneur and inventor Elon Musk among one of the most important minds involved in the project. And this project, it's achieved about 200 million users in just 2 months. ChatGPT works on the basis of Generative Pre-trained Transformer 3, or in other words, GPT-3 technology. A language processing model that uses no less than some 175 million parameters and has in a sense been trained with large amounts of text to produce a huge range of content similar to what a human intelligence can develop. Facilitating a long list of tasks such as, for example, answering questions, maintaining conversations, writing codes, imitating literary styles, translating text, serving as a virtual assistant, carrying out research, and many other incredible things that have encouraged many people to consider it as a possible substitute for the Google search engine, offering many of the functions already available in the search engine, although many of them in a faster and simpler way. Here's an example for you. If you wanted to write an article on the history of makeup and its application in the cinema, ChatGPT could become one of the best tools at your disposal. This artificial intelligence, which in just 2 months has become the most installed application to date in the production of the video, will not only be able to write such an article, it could also adapt it based on the indications you give it and correct itself. Here's an example. If there's a couple in a movie that stand out for their great makeup, such as The Shape of Water, and you wanted the article to mention them, ChatGPT would be able to do it. If you found the article too long or too short, the chatbot would also be able to rewrite the text you asked for and adapt it to the number of paragraphs or words specified above. If you wanted to develop, for example, an outline of the most relevant and prominent novelists who have written science fiction in the last decades, ChatGPT would not only be able to do it, but it will also be perfectly capable of basing the list on a number of parameters. For example, if you wanted to include only authors who have written about cyborgs, humanoid robots, and futuristic societies, but not include those who involve in their plots elements such as aliens, terraforming, or space travel, this new technology would be able to develop a text in which like iRobot or the Bicentennial Man could appear, without stories like Star Wars or WALL-E appearing in it, using examples that we can all recognize. But that wouldn't be all. If, for example, you wanted all this list of works mentioned above not to be a text but a table design in a format close to Excel, you could also do that. This saves us an enormous amount of time and attention that you could devote to something else. The possible application and uses for this technology, which for now, besides still being in the developmental phase, is completely free and requires no more than registering on the OpenAI.com page are enormous and unimaginable. From helping you to make a shopping list or to-do list at home, to writing a tedious or complex email that you just have to review before sending, or saving time doing research to make projects or school assignments more attractive. If, for example, you need to do an in-depth research on the evolution of the cell phone and the social changes it's brought, ChatGPT could allow you to save time and make the research process more manageable. If instead of reading article after article for hours to pick out the key points, you could ask the AI to write you a summary, the process will be so much more easier. But, as with everything in life, the novel technology that has turned this artificial intelligence into a tool with the potential of turning the world as we know it upside down and could become the ultimate investment of a lifetime for Bill Gates and Microsoft, who have financially supported the project for several years, and one of the greatest achievements of computing, has brought with it a couple of interesting ethical implications. There's been no shortage of news of students who have used ChatGPT to do their homework for them. A few people have considered that tools like this can pose a threat to education and promote mediocrity and laziness. So universities and other entities have only begun to dialogue in search of ways to prevent such tools from being used dishonestly in educational institutions and to work on artificial intelligence capable of counteracting ChatGPT and identifying the work done by humans from those written by the chatbot. To top it off, the AI is not infallible. Its database comprises of some 570 gigabytes of information between books, articles, and internet writings, in addition to 300 billion words, which despite being a very large number, it's not infinite. The AI works with the information it has. Therefore, it's possible that it has produced some false results in which it's not up to date, a fact that, to its credit, it frankly admits. The debate in this regard has just begun, and the debate is going to cause for long discussions and arguments. But at the end of the day, it will largely depend on the use that is made of these tools. Using the examples above, the writer of the article on the makeup and the history of cinema can either limit himself to the information received from the app in the first attempt, or he can decide to dive into each lines in a concrete way to produce something personal and human based on the information provided in record time by ChatGPT. In the case of a student who needs to do research on the complicated process of making an integrated circuit or the functioning of neural networks and the creation of AI, could save the long hours of reading about the subject in numerous forums and articles, and ask for a generalized summary of about 1,500 words. To say something and then by means of questions and answers, research more deeply in detail on each of the points that caught his attention, as well as asking for the list of experts in the field, the books they have written, and theories formulated by each. The possible implications, in fact, certain of ChatGPT's answer seeks to promote intellectual exercise, such as, for example, the AI's own invitation to users to consult with experts and professionals in a certain field if they suspect their answers may be wrong or even biased. So at the end of the day, this technology can be just as transformative and have pretty much the same effect that cell phones have had in many ways, making some people waste more time and find it more difficult and complicated to perform certain tasks, and allowing others to optimize processes and perform tasks more quickly, efficiently, and appropriately. The fear that many people have experienced for this AI and others like it, as well as its possible application, is actually as justified as the people who are excited for it, people who see a revolution capable of positively transforming our lives. Many fear that these technologies will put millions of people out of work while creating millions of other jobs, something that no one has ruled out to date. What we can't deny, though, is that we are facing an innovation that promises to be a turning point in human history. But which direction exactly? Only time's gonna tell. Of course, if you like this video, like, subscribe, and share it with your tech-loving friends. But until next time, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.